So how's it guys, Box here, and welcome to a brand new episode of the MotoGP 20 career mode. And today we are heading down into San Marino and then over to Spain for the Aragon Grand Prix. Two races where hopefully we get some good results. Aragon might be a little bit tougher, but we'll have a look when we get there. So only 2 more episodes left of this season. I hope you guys have been enjoying this season. It's been a tough old season, this one. Marquez has been absolutely unstoppable, but there's still plenty of time left in this championship. Still, 7 rounds or so to go, so anything could happen here in the remainder of this season. So let's head down to the race then and see how we get on. So then, on the grid, we managed to qualify on pole position. Nice change here, and we're going to go for full tank of fuel and a hard rear tyre, just to help us out a little bit. I think lots of people go for mediums, yeah. A few hard tyres out there, Vinales, ourselves, so let's see them. We out-qualified Marquez, our teammate, by about a tenth or two, so it's all very, very close at the front. It's all about race pace, where hopefully we can have some decent race pace here today, getting it off. But hopefully a decent launch then. Marquez gets a slightly better start and he makes his way up our inside, but I'm going to brake late round the outside. Oh, side by side with our teammate once again. Come on. It's going to come back through, you just know it. I'm going to get a bit of a cutback here. Oh man, these races are so intense with our teammate. And I think we've got the provisional lead for now. And Marquez is going to be glued to the back of us for a little while, I think. Flick it round at turn 6. A little bit wide on exit onto the AstroTurf. But we lead Marquez out of the opening race, part of this race. And Marquez, whoa! What the? What? Pardon? What is this crazy AI doing, man? Look at this. On the brakes. Here we go, at the end of the straight, on the brakes, lift up and then boom! What is he doing? What? No way, that is absolutely crazy stuff from Marquez. What does he do that for? Oh well, gifts us some points, hopefully. So, after that crash from Marquez, don't know what he's playing at, but we end up in the lead, still. Got a bit of a pack behind us forming. So I need to try and get a move on if we can. But Marquez, he has to be in last place now. He's really thrown it up the road there, hasn't he? What's he doing that for? Like some next level front flip. Just rams into the back of us and over he goes. But I would take that. If he wants to make mistakes like that, then up to him. But I would take that. Absolutely crazy scenes here at the San Marino Grand Prix. Into the final corner now, we lead by a couple of tenths over Dovizioso and then Quartararo on the Petronas Yamaha. So 6 laps to go here. Hopefully we can have a nice easy race. It's going to be tough though, fighting for the win, I think, but it should allow us to close in on Marquez a little bit though, so that would be great. Great news for our championship. I think the gap's about 70 points, but if we take the win, we'll reduce it by 25 points to Marquez, because I doubt he's going to get any points here. I imagine he's written off his bike, surely, after front flipping it. But anyway, bit of power mode 2 as well to help us out. And this Honda is turning into a nice bike, but I can't get it slowed down into turn 8. And Dovizioso closes back up again. The AI tends to run a little bit deep into turn 10. So hopefully that will allow us to pull away a little bit. I'll be interested to see where Cal Crutchlow is as well, because he's on the... oh no, Marquez is in the race still. He's in 22nd place there. Don't know how he hasn't written off his bike, to be honest, because it's front flipping your MotoGP bike and getting back on and racing it. Ooh. He's got to have a lot of damage as well. But Dovizioso's still there. We're not able to start to pull away from this pack behind. Marquez back into 20th place. I can only assume that's Marc Marquez and not Alex Marquez. That's the problem with having both brothers on the game now. But Quartararo into 2nd place. We set a fast lap of the race. And I think part of that is down to the fact that the guys behind are battling, but a 33.3 from Marquez. He's in free air, and he's putting it to the max, really, by the sounds of it. So maybe he will pick up some points. He knows he's got to pick up some, at least, for some damage limitation. But I've got to try and win while he's down the order. So, at the start of lap number 3... You can see him climbing up the order there. It's back into 18th place already. He's going to be back in the points. I imagine he's going to end up on like 12th place or something like that. Either way, it should be a good haul of points on him. 7/10 clear of Quartararo now. So Quartararo getting ahead of Dovizioso has probably benefited us. He's probably not going to be able to lap as quickly as Dovizioso would. So that's good. We lead them. Nicely into turn 13. A little bit wide on the exit. We've brought the gap up to a second. See if we can respond with the fastest lap of the race. Wonder where Marquez is now. We'll probably see his name pop up on the left hand side any minute. But Petrucci and Miller having a nice battle by the looks of things. We do a 1:33.1, which is a fastest lap of the race. That's good. What's the gap to Quartararo now? We'll find out through the next sector split. Nicely into turn 4. Flick it around. Out of turn 6. 1 second is the gap to Quartararo, which is good. Oh, I've run it deep again into turn 8. I need to remember the bike's full of fuel. I need to slow it down a little bit earlier. That mistake's cost us a couple of tenths there, and Quartararo's closed the gap back down. We'll use some power mode 2 down the back straight just to help us out. Quartararo's probably going to go for the fastest lap of the race on this lap. Haven't seen Marquez's name pop up in a little while, which I suppose is a good thing. There he is, 15th place. He's, well, battling with Rabat for 15th place, but he will pick up a point by the looks of things. We're getting a lot of time down that sort of last third. That third sector, and probably this last sector as well. We seem to gain a lot of time on the AI, which is good. Let's see what this lap time was like. 33.1 was the previous lap time. 32.9. We go even quicker. And build the gap up to 1.1 to Quartararo. Dovizioso chilling in third place. I'd have thought it'd have been all over the back of Quartararo trying to get back into second place. I thought he'd have had the pace to challenge for the win, but it looks like the Honda is just an unstoppable bike. That Ducati is just struggling a little bit when compared to the factory Honda team. So I think this is the fastest bike on the game. Fairly certain of it. Especially if I can challenge for the win on the hardest AI difficulty. So, saying one thing about this bike, isn't it? Still pulling away, 1.4. It's the gap back to Quartararo now. It's all about what Marquez does, really. He's in 15th place. I think he's going to pick up a few points. I reckon he's going to get P12, to be honest. See if we can break into the mid-32s on this lap time. That would be solid. That'd be really good. We're pulling away still from Fabio Quartararo behind. Just got one more corner to go on this lap. See if we can set a 32.6 or something like that. That'd be good. That'd be really good. It's the lap time, 32.6. Look at that. Better into turn number 1. Absolutely on fire. This hard rear tyre working really well for us. This is probably the best form we've had all season. Coming to end lap number 6 then. I've gone for another fast lap of the race. 31.9. That is crazy stuff. I'm going to flick it into Palmo 1. We've built up a 2.5 second lead over Quartararo. I don't think we'll beat a 131.9 now, but I'm going to flick it into Palmo 1. So I used Palmo 2 quite a bit on that last lap just to try and break into the 31s if I could, and we managed to do it. So just got to bring the bike home now on this final lap, keep it nice and consistent, keep it upright, and we should bring home a very dominant win today. Here we go then, one more corner to navigate in this race. Get a really nice exit out of the final corner, and we're going to come across the line to set a 1:31.7 was that. I think we did go even quicker at the end there. Wow, we were just building and building. The pace was crazy. 31.9 from Petrucci, so we're bang on with the fastest people. Marquez, 13th place in the end. What's the gap going to be now? 54 points in the championship. Move up to second. Hopefully then we get another good result at Aragon. And then the last two episodes will be the hunt for Marquez to see if we can take the championship. So then in qualifying 1 I gave it my absolute all, but we couldn't make it into Q2. If it wasn't for Alex Marquez, who was 4/10 quicker than Morbidelli, we might have made it through into Q2, but it is what it is. We're going to be starting from the middle of the pack. Don't know what it is. Some tracks the AI seem quicker than other tracks. Don't know if you guys have noticed that, but for me, yeah, I struggle at certain tracks. So Aragon, hopefully we can have a better race. So let's head down to the grid. Right, it's definitely a medium front and a hard rear tyre situation, and we're going to fill the tank as well. And we're just going to have to go for it. Marc Marquez there, you see, he's on the 3rd row. So, don't know. Maybe the Hondas just seem to struggle around here. He's in P7. He hasn't gone for a hard tyre, and look! That happened last year. Who's that? Is that Ursa Marquez? I don't know. Well, for some reason at the grid, we seem to have crashed into one of the Hondas. Crazy. Anyway. Oh, it's giving me light damage as well. What the hell, man? What the hell? I've got light damage before the race. You can forget that. So, I'm restarting that because that is just a stupid glitch. What? How can that... What? Lights are about to go out here at Aragon then. Let's see if we get ourselves a decent start. Going towards turn number 1. Nakagami cuts across. I'm going to go up his inside though. I'm going to be stuck on the outside unless we can cut back to the inside, which we can nicely actually. And look at this. We could end up alongside our teammate here who's under threat from Dovizioso. Oh no, we got Rins and a Pramac up our inside, and we're just nice and calm. Hit. Whoa, we're being pushed through the corner by Jack Miller, thanks. Right, there's our teammate Marc Marquez, and it seems that this is definitely a Yamaha track because look who's leading the top 3. It is all Yamahas. Quartararo, Viñales, and then Valentino Rossi, and then Marquez in 4th, Dovi 5th, and we've made it up into P6 after an absolutely fantastic start here, and we're going to challenge up the inside of Dovizioso. Come on, grip up Honda. Grip up please Honda. Dovi's definitely stuck on the outside there. Yes, look at that. Through we go on the Italian. Now next on the list is our teammate Marc Marquez, who's obviously trying to recover in the championship. He's still leading though, but we've got to try and find a way past him very early on in this race if we want to go for a podium. If we got the pace, that is, as well. And look at the cutback on Marc Marquez. Palmo 2 as well. Come on, out drag our teammate. We're through. I wonder if he's going to do a stoppie into the back of us today. But here we go on Valentino Rossi as well with Palmo 2. Absolutely incredible straight line speed and slipstream effect there. Up into P3 now we go. Hopefully Marquez will struggle with his medium tyre, because I really think he needed at least one hard tyre in to go quickly at this race. But then what do I know about going quickly on a Honda? Nothing compared to Marc Marquez. So we're in 3rd place right now. Whoa, Valentino Rossi trying to get the jump up our inside. Not going to work for him there. This is where we're going to have to really test our pace. Try and go after Maverick Viñales as we run a little bit wide there on the entry into turn 5. First half of the lap we seem pretty slow compared to the AI, but then second half we do seem to reel it in. So it's all about focusing on the first half of the lap and then just going for it at the second half of the lap. But if I'm ahead of Marquez, I'm happy, but I would like to try and pick off another one of these Yamahas if possible. At least get involved in a bit of a fight for the win, that'd be great. So after a fantastic first lap, here on lap number 2, we seem to be falling back from the front two, which is not ideal. Luckily, one of those isn't Marquez. And we seem to be ahead of him, and I think he's going to fall back through the order through the race because he's got medium front and rear tyres, which I don't think are going to work around here particularly. I've gone for a hard rear. 47.3 from Quartararo, the race leader. We do a 48.1, so we're way off the pace according to our difference in lap time. See, Marquez has fallen behind Jack Miller. This is the start of the downfall of Marquez. So Rossi doesn't seem to be catching up behind. I think it is Dovizioso, or I think it's Miller actually, behind him. So hopefully they get into a bit of a battle, and hopefully we can start to reel in Vinales, who seems to be sticking with Quartararo, who's going faster than us. So it might be a bit of a struggle. We'll have to wait and see. What's the gap? Still 1.6. At each sector split, we either maintain the gap or they pull away slightly. We haven't been able to start catching yet, but maybe we can settle into a bit of a rhythm. Maybe the tyres will come to us as well, knowing that we got that hard in the rear. Maybe on the last few laps it will start to go our way a little bit, but we've got power mode 2. We've closed in 3/10 in that sector anyway, so that's good for us. And then hopefully on the brakes we can start to close down. Look at this, pretty good on the brakes. One more corner to go, and then we've got half of the race left. 47.1 from Quartararo, 47.2 from us, so a better lap time that time round. 1.1 is the gap now to Vinales. We've only got 2 more laps after this one. Cutting it close. Rossi still behind with Miller in 5th place. And I think Marquez is in P6, to be honest. So he's struggling here. I didn't expect that. So tough old episode for Marquez. Suppose he deserves it after the excellent form he's had all season. Turn 10 has to be the trickiest corner on this racetrack, and you see we've lost 3/10 this time in that sector. Not ideal. Let's see if we can pick up a distant toe. 1.4, still the gap. It's hovering. We're sort of yo-yoing. We close in and then we just close back off a little bit. It's a tough old Grand Prix this. These can be some of the most interesting races though, where you're literally on the limit all race long and you're just trying to find the grip just to close in a 10th here or there. 47 for a lap from Quartararo, 47.4. So the Yamaha definitely seems to be the best bike at this racetrack. But we're hanging on in there. If we can defeat at least one Yamaha, that'd be great. 1.1 is the gap again. We closed it in 3/10 in that first sector. Can we close it in a little bit more in the second sector? Let's see, shall we? Oh, a bit deep into turn 9 there. Get a decent exit though. Turn 10 is the worst corner on this calendar. Oh, it's one of those corners like at the Saxon Ring. Come on, round turn 12 into the chicane. We've maintained the gap and Vinales seems to be falling off the back of Quartararo, which is good for us. Maybe we can pick off Vinales on the last lap. Don't know, let's see, shall we? Power mode 2. Gap's less than a second. Come on, power mode 2, bit of distant toe as well. We can go power mode 2 for the whole of the next lap as well, I think, to be honest. Look at this, lovely on the brakes, catching up to the Spaniard on the Yamaha. Good little run. Now we're all over Vinales. Where can we get him? It's going to be the final corner, I reckon. On the brakes into that tough old braking zone. Could get messy. Look at this gap, we're still with him. If we can pick up a good slipstream down the back straight, we might be able to challenge him. We've got power mode 2 to the end as well now, luckily. Look at this, up the inside of Maverick Vinales. Oh, that's very aggressive. And I've ran wide. He's back through. Just out-brake myself and I had to commit someone up the inside. Very aggressive on Vinales. But now let's see if we can get him back at turn 15. Get a good exit. This Honda's gonna... Oh, we picked up some light damage. Whoa. Wow. Bit close over Vinales. But we get through anyway. We're always going to out-drag him. That Yamaha was a sitting duck compared to this Honda. Down that back straight. Just got to hold it for the final corner, which we do. And we're going to pick up second place there right at the end from Vinales. I would take that. A little bit scruffy down the back straight. I think there's a larger hit detection box around the bikes than the actual bike, if that makes sense. Picked up a little bit of damage, but MARQUEZ only 6th place. And this means in the championship we close down to 44 points. We've got another frame upgrade coming in the next episode, which will be good. It should improve the handling as well. So, we can only get better from here. We've got 2 more episodes to go, so I hope you do tune in to those episodes. They're going to be crackers, I reckon. I reckon we might actually be able to catch him up for the final episode. So, pretty good race in the end. I would take that. A good solid episode and a good haul of points. So if you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button, share it around with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one.